everybody? Welcome into the Golden Tee Lounge. Kevin Lindsay here. It is time to take a look at this week's events mode course. It is the Midwest Open, our favorite Jim Z designs from across central USA. Kicking things off here, Sparkling Water, number 2. This is actually a fun one. Nice, drivable, par 4. Now, this is not a weekly event, so this means they are X-Man events. You can play up to 10 times per day in this Midwest Open. Gonna have a couple of fun holes in there, a couple of ones that might frustrate you a little bit, but you've got to work to get the eagle on that course. Hole 2, Mayfield, number 4. Another fun hole because there's so many different tee boxes going on over here. Also, a few spots over there with newer tees, with the future tees of that year. This one, just a little 5-wood high tee over the trees. Good potential setup there for a hole-in-one, but happy to take the eagle there on hole 2. Black Hills, number 2. Another fun one, especially for an X-Man contest, because you're not always going to get a drivable look here, but anytime you do is a lot of fun. Now you're going to make the decision. Do I try to go at it a little bit off-centered like this? Do I go right to left? This is only a 2-mile-an-hour wind, so I'm going to stick with it. Just kind of pushing my shot a little bit out. Actually, I'm not going to use any spin. I pushed it out a little bit farther right than I needed to, but again, 2-mile-an-hour wind, right 3 green slope, so nothing too crazy that we got to worry about.
Just an authoritative finish. Really nice.
Shady Acres, number 5. We saw this hole not too long ago in a Freaky Friday. Again, these are early holes in their respective courses, so good opportunities to get close, get great shot points, or even get a par 4 hole-in-one, that double eagle.
Let's turn to the tee shot of golfer 1.
Dodge City, number 6. This is another fun one because it can set up to be 233. It can set up to be a bit more like 255, 265. I like it farther back. I don't like hitting the 8-wood here. I don't necessarily like hitting the 3 hybrid, but we're going to hit the 3 hybrid. We're going to give it a shot, see if we can get that close to the hole. Now, I knew hitting it as hard as I did, I was going to get a lot of kickback from it once it hit the green, which is why I stuck with bite instead of backspin. I didn't want to get too far off the beaten path from the hole. I didn't want to be putting in from 40 or 50 feet or even chipping. Hole 6, Woodland Farms, number 9. This is another fun one. It can set up at all the way back as far as 350. Can set up closer. This one, we're going to just do a nice little 10.5-degree driver. High tee. Needed to go a little bit farther to the left to collect a hole-in-one there. But again, putting in for eagle at 15 feet. Keeping this going. At a certain point, GSPs are probably going to be much needed, but we've got some time. Hole 7, back to Sparkling Waters. This time it's hole number 14. This is a fun one because you can go right or you can go left here. It's tough. I really want to go left to right here because of the wind, which is very doable. It's very realistic. You can also hit a 3-wood here, but I'm going to just play it safe. I'm going to go ahead and tee it in this back corner. I'm going to do a soft high tee 5-wood. I'm going to let that 11-mile-an-hour wind do its work. And then you've got a nice left 6 down 2 slope, at least for this specific setup, to get you a little bit closer to the hole there. Back to Shady Acres we go. This time it's hole number 12. This is where it gets a little difficult sometimes because this is not a drivable par 4. Please hit the rough. Ugh. This is a par 5, and if you get stuck in the sand, you're automatically going to, well, probably demote yourself to birdie status. And the other thing, too, is that you don't have the easiest of shots to get to the green either. It's not tough, but for a time where you know you're not going to probably get an eagle unless you hole out, having an offset look doesn't feel great. So you got to be careful, especially if you got a wind blowing back in your face there on number 8, which is Shady Acres 12. As we get to Mayfield, number 18, this one you can come right to left with a high tee, use that down 10 slope. This one, you got a couple trees in your face. I'm actually going to just go ahead and hit a high tee 6 wood right at it. The 5 wood, I worry about hitting it too hard. The 6 wood, well, you can also hit that too hard. Now, if I would have had a 5 wood, that would have been absolutely smoked and in the water. But at least here, I got a nice 10-yard chip. I was going to say you could just take your 5 hybrid and push it in. Apparently wasn't in the cards for me, nor is a birdie. Okay. It's not what we were going there for on hole 9. Was really looking to get that 17, or excuse me, that 18 under. As we move back to Little Dodge City, this is hole 15. This one I'm not going to hit a high tee because I want to hit it over that barn and I want to get some of that backspin. Maybe get a stroke back here if we can get it close enough. Too hard, but putting in for eagle. Woodland Farm 18. This is an interesting one because you've got a handful of pins here. You've got some pins over there, or excuse me, tee boxes over here to a straight look at it, and then you've got ones farther down there. So plenty of different angles that you're going to come at here. This one's tough because I've got 13-mile-an-hour wind blowing to the right. I want to stick the green, but I also don't want the ball to roll off. That stopped a little bit quicker than I thought it would, but anytime you can get an eagle on Woodland 18, happy to take that. Black Hills, number 11. Again, this is another tricky one because you have so many tee boxes, opportunities, and you've got a lot of rocks that come into play here. I'm going to go high tee 3 wood. I am going to check just to make sure I don't have any other really big rocks in my way. Yeah, that one's little. Might be the best shot I hit all day. Oh, it's probably going to be the best shot I hit all day. I don't know if I've ever actually gone to the right-hand side of Black Hills on that hole. But plenty of options. You just have to kind of take some time, deep breath, work out the shot in your head, and just do the best you can. Shady Acres 15. This is a fun but tough par 4. You got a pin in the left-hand spot. You don't have a lot of room to work with, which is why I'm hitting bite. Now, normally I would throw it to the middle. Here I'm just going right at it because why not? Oh, come on. How did I not get the shot points there? That's a heartbreaker. Couple of mistakes from competitors in this one, it looks like, because I'm somehow back in first place, even with my few bad shots that I've hit. As we make our way to Dodge City 13, this is a fun one. You can get set up right here in front of the barn and the grain bins, but you can also get set up farther back. Now this pin is right at the bottom tier of the green, which also makes it easy. We're going to put a little bite. It's the 8 wood, which means we can cut it a bit. We actually didn't go anywhere near where we wanted to, so we're chipping out of the rough.
There she is. Outstanding.
Hole 15, Black Hills 15, a fun homage to our very first Design a Hole contest winner, which that contest is still going on. Go to goldentee.com/DAH for more information, whether it's a bar napkin, a full 3D Studio Max hole, a crayon drawing, silly putty, whatever the case may be. make sure you get that sent in to us. You got a few weeks left actually to get those submissions in for our 15th anniversary of this contest. Now this one's a tough one because you really can't get through that water, and depending on where the pin is and where the tee box is really going to determine how much you have to use those rocks. That wasn't a bad shot. I got a really good putt out of me, which doesn't happen very often. And then we get to our old friend Mayfield 16, which anytime you can get a straight look at this hole, it's great. It is going to be a little bit to the left, so I'm just going to push that 3-wood out there. Hope that that 15-mile-an-hour wind blows it. It did. I didn't need the roll there. That may have had a chance of going in the bottom of the cup there if I didn't have roll, but you never want to, you know, look at an up 9 green. It's kind of hard not to have the itch to put roll on that. And then you get to Woodland Farm 14. This is always a tricky hole because you're not always going to have a clear setup there to go straight through. Sometimes you can go right to left if you are on one of the farther right tee boxes. I am just going to go ahead with a low 5-wood. I don't know. Yeah, that's not going to get there. Now, I almost would rather this actually gone in the bottom and get wet. It's all right. It should stay dry. The Golden Tee guys want me to go to the fairway. I'm just going to go right through the trees to the green because I didn't really have a lot of other options, so why not? It worked out well. I remember from back in the day, I've gotten stuck behind those trees plenty of times. That sometimes you can get through those areas there. And then we get to hole 18, which is Sparkling Waters 18, always a fun one. This one's a little bit on the long side. Down 10, or excuse me, down 11 with a 10-mile-an-hour wind. We're going to just throw that out there and let the green and the slope of the green do the rest of the work for us. Now, I actually am a little disappointed. If I would have hit the fringe on there, probably could have gotten it closer to the hole. Again, be careful when you've got a down 5 to 10 or even 11-degree slope. But there you have it, the Midwest Open, one of our Freaky Fridays from the beginning of the year, a fun one that we wanted to replay for you guys here in this week's events mode. Play on a Golden Tee 2022 PGA Tour, a Golden Tee Live 2022 commercial game, or on a home edition that is updated to 2022 as well. So stay tuned for more Golden Tee all week long. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you guys next time.